The death of Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi has sent shockwaves around the world. It comes at a time of heightened tensions in the Middle East surrounding Israel's war on Gaza. Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, has sought to reassure Iranians, telling them there will be no disruption to state affairs. The first vice president has already taken over, and an election is expected to be held within 50 days. But Raisi's death has come as a shock to many who expected the 63-year-old to eventually hold the role of supreme leader. He was a protégé of Khamenei and thought likely to replace the 85-year-old. Raisi was a hardliner in Iranian politics. He was elected president on his second attempt in 2021 and oversaw a tightening of the country's morality laws. He led Iran during a time of public anger over a deteriorating standard of living, partly due to sanctions and what critics described as the prioritization of defense over domestic issues. In 2022, the death in custody of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini sparked public anger. She had been arrested by the morality police for allegedly not complying with hijab rules. Mass protests took place for months, with women burning their hijabs and cutting their hair in protest. Hundreds of people were killed and several were executed for their role in the unrest. Raisi took a tough approach on the international stage too. He was angered by the US withdrawal from the 2015 nuclear deal, defiantly announcing Iran was stepping up its nuclear program, but that it was not interested in a bomb. America imposed sanctions, severely impacting Iran's economy. To make matters worse for Raisi, COVID then hit. More than 97,000 people had died in Iran by August 2021. More recently, Raisi led Iran through a standoff with Israel over its war on Gaza. In early April, Israel attacked Iran's consulate in Damascus, killing a number of people, including commanders of the Iranian Revolutionary Guards. For almost 2 weeks, the world waited for Iran's response. Raisi did not disappoint, launching an unprecedented missile and drone attack on Israel. It was a diplomatic show of force, but it only led to minor damage and a token response. Raisi had close ties to all levels of the Iranian establishment. He began studying at the renowned Home Religious Seminary at the age of 15, learning under several Muslim scholars. In his early 20s, he was named as prosecutor in a number of cities, before going to Tehran to take up the role of deputy prosecutor. In 1983, he married Jamila Al-Malhoda. They would have 2 daughters. Later, he was part of a committee which oversaw executions of political prisoners. It made him unpopular among the opposition and led to the US imposing sanctions on him personally. Raisi would continue to rise through the ranks, becoming prosecutor of Tehran in 1989. He would cement his place in the country's establishment by becoming chairman of the biggest religious endowment in Mashhad in 2016. Raisi proved a controversial president, one that was viewed with suspicion by many on the international stage and reviled by his critics at home who thought his policies too hardline. But he maintained good relations with all branches of the government and military, and had close ties with Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei and his predecessor, the late Ayatollah Khamenei. Ties that, had he survived, would almost certainly have seen him take ultimate power in Iran.